Hi guys, this is JP from FSiPanel. Welcome to this video where I will show you FSiPanel Advanced Edition with this beautiful Maddog MD82. A beautiful aircraft, and now the good news, it is fully compatible with FSiPanel Advanced Edition. So that means you can have the training scenarios, the advanced failure panel, the advanced TCAS training. So today on that video I will show you the advanced failure panel. Alright, before I forget, please subscribe to the channel. That will help me produce more video for you. Alright, let's go in the cockpit and see what we can do with this FSiPanel and the Maddog MD82. Alright, if you are not familiar with FSiPanel, as always, make sure that your engines are running and that your IRSs are aligned, and at this stage you can as well set your training weight to meet your needs, so you can change your fuel, your payload, and update the aircraft, and then we can start FSiPanel. So I will bring FSiPanel into view, and now we are in Kennedy, so I will just go in Kennedy, KGFK. We are on runway 04 left, and to train and to show you the advanced failure panel, we will put ourselves on a downwind. So I will customize the downwind. We'll go to the select fixed, the left-hand downwind, and I want to change the altitude. I'd like to be at 4,000 feet, and we can leave the 3 miles offset to the runway. That's good enough. And now we just have to click on move aircraft and do not touch anything as always. FSiPanel is bringing the flaps up, and now we will go in the air. As always, do not touch anything. The only thing you can do at this stage, if you want, is to acknowledge ATC instruction. So you have a quiet cockpit, otherwise ATC will become mad with you. So that's what I will do just now. Acknowledge the instructions. And now we are clear to go. All right, so what FSiPanel is doing now, your mode control panel has been set, and we are going down to 4,000 feet. And if we look on the left side, we have our Kennedy Airport runway 04 left. 04 left. I just want to make sure. So let's go outside for a second to make sure we are in the right, we don't mistakenly the runway. See, aircraft is ready. We can hold brake 3 seconds to take control, but we just want to check our position. So the airport is right there. Let me remove that. Airport should be right there. Yes, we can see the airport, and we have runway 4 left and runway 4 right. So we are 3 miles from runway 4 left, which is that runway. This is where FSiPanel bring us. So that's good for me. I just wanted to make sure that we were in the right place. So we are back in the cockpit, and at this stage I can take over the control and fly my airplane. So we are in the right position, everything looks good. So I will hold my brake for 3 seconds, and I have the control. Now we are moving forward. The ILS frequency has been set as well with the course, so we are able from now on to fly an approach. So let's see what we can do with this advanced failure panel. So if you click on failures, the first thing you will see is a list of ATA. In the aviation business, every system is classified by numbers. This is the ATA numbers. And whatever you fly, if you fly Airbus, Boeing, McDonnell Douglas, 24 is electrical for all the aircraft, 70 is the engines, and so on. So here you can choose which system you would like to fail, or have a random failure if you want FSiPanel to pick up anything for you without telling you what's gonna fail. So now we will try, the first thing we can try is, for example, a traffic advisory. Resolution will have to advise. Advisory is just in front of us, and we'll catch a TCAS advisory. Let's try this and bring an intruder coming from the right hand side, and he will be 800 feet below us, and it can fail just now. So now we look at our TCAS there, and we see that we have an intruder coming from the right side, and that will trigger our traffic that you can see now, and the intruder is going just to the right of us. You can have TCAS advisory as well, or resolution. Here we try an advisory. We can pick up the resolution if you want to practice your TCAS procedure. To clear the malfunction, just click on it and clear the malfunction. All right, so now we're gonna fail some systems. So you can choose any system you like, as I said before. So for example, if I want to fail some electrical things, I click on electrical and now I get the list of possible failure. So let's say we would like to trip the right end generator. The right generator fail. So I click on it and now I can see a summary, 24, that's the ATA, electrical power, and the failure is the right generator. Now we have the trigger. We have to select the trigger. 3 triggers are very obvious. This is the fail now, fail in 30 seconds, or fail in 60 seconds. If you click on those buttons, this is very clear. It's gonna fail immediately in 30 seconds or in 60 seconds. Now I want to take some time to explain you what are the other 5 trigger options. We have the altitude MSL, main sea level, altitude AGL, above ground level. This is what your radio altimeter is showing. The indicated airspeed, your flap lever position, and the gear lever position. Below those 5 buttons, you have the data. For example, altitude MSL, right now I'm flying at 3,950 feet. Altitude AGL, I'm above 2,500 feet, therefore my radio altimeter is not showing anything. Indicated airspeed, we are flying 246 knots. Flaps lever, my flaps are up, and the gear level, the gear is up. So now I can choose any of those as trigger. So for example, now we could try flaps. So if I go flaps lever, now my flaps are up, and this is the options I have. So if I say, for example, flaps up now, and I click arm now, what's gonna happen? Yeah, you name it, flaps up, and we are flaps up. So the failure will be activated right now. So be careful. This is why we have here the data just below the actual button. So now flaps up. If I arm now, of course, and this is the same thing in the real simulator, the failure will activate right now. Sometimes we do mistake when we program engine failure on ground, and the pilots have the engine failure before they even start the takeoff roll. So therefore, they know exactly what's going to happen the next 5 minutes of the scenario. Right, so this is a mistake, a common mistake, so be careful. Flap lever now, I will select, for example, flaps slat extended, which is the first notch on the MD80. So now it's okay, my flaps are up, and I will have a right generator fail whenever I extend the slat. Arm now, so now you can see on the summary that we have the right generator failure when the slat are extended. Let's program another one. We could, for example, go to navigation and GPWS fail, why not? And now I will explain you these 3 buttons, which are exactly, we handle them exactly the same way. Basically, now let's imagine the speed. We will use the speed. You can use the same method for the altitude. So right now my speed is 245 knots. So I click on indicated airspeed. Now you have to be careful again, just like before with the flaps. Plus, minus. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I put 230 knots there. So now the trigger point is trigger when aircraft accelerate through 230 knots. But the aircraft is already 245 knots. So if I am now, we have the failure will activate immediately. Again, this is not what we want. The speed here should be above your actual speed. So we will change it. And now let's say we would like the failure to trigger when we decelerate to 240 knots. So if we lose 5 knots or 6 knots here, we're going to have a GPWS fail. So what you need to do is decelerating. You see the minus sign here. So you can type your minus key before or after the figure. So I will show you with the second method after the figure. So I will type in 240 knots. So 240 knots and then minus key. And when you click minus key, you see the minus sign. And when you click OK, the summary is now very clear. Trigger when the aircraft decelerate through 240 knots. So now we can click arm now. Right, so now you see that we have 2 events that are actually programmed. So let's go for the first one. Let's reduce our speed to 40 knots and we should trigger the GPWS fail. All right, so we reduce the speed to 240 knots. So let's put 235 here, or 230. And we will see what happens. The speed is dropping. Oh, we have a GPWS fail. Right, so it worked. Let's see in FSiPanel. Now you can see the GPWS fail has been activated. So here you can see which failures are activated and which failures are not. And as well, if you go to the failure panel, you can see now that on the ATA24 electrical, we have one or more armed condition. And if I click on it, I can see that my right generator failure is armed. Now if I go to navigation, I can see that the GPWS fail is red, therefore it's active. Same thing if you go to electrical power to an armed condition. If I go to my right generator fail, I can delete it, so therefore it will not be armed anymore and it will never happen. Or I can decide just to fail it now if I don't want to wait for the trigger. So we are not going to see that because we want to see the trigger. So the trigger is when the slots are extended, we should have a right generator failure. All right, let's try this now. So we are going to extend our slots. And now let's see what happened. Master caution, right generator off. So if I go again in FSiPanel, now we have two failures that have been triggered by FSiPanel. If I want to clear the failure, you can click on the screen, clear the malfunction. And now if you go back to your aircraft, of course the right generator is still off bus, I guess. So it's better to reset it and put it back on bus. And now we have a perfect aircraft again. All right, I just wanted to show you something that I found very, very nice on the Maddog MD82. It's the engine fire depiction. So let me program an engine fire. So let's say fire, and we will do the left engine fire, and let's set our the altitude. Let's play with the altitude so you can see that as well. So right now we are 3,950 feet. Let's fail that when we are descending through, let's say 3,800. So I'll put minus 3,800. So now we're gonna have a left engine fire when the aircraft descends through 3,800 feet. Now we can confirm that we have the malfunctions ready. So let's see what happened. And I want to show you that because I think the job made by Leonardo on the aircraft is beautiful. So it's going to be the left engine. All right, so the left engine when we descend through 3,800 feet. So what I will do, we are going to put here 3,000 vertical speed, and we will go down, and in the meantime, we'll go outside quickly. And it's the left engine. So we will go to our left and see what's going to happen. I think it's a beautiful job. So we just need to wait until we have, that's it. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, I love it. So now if I go back to my cockpit, we can fight the fire. All right, so auto throttle is engaged. Make sure we have the right thrust lever. Here I don't have a symmetric thrust controller, so I will just pretend it's closed. Fuel lever to cut off. Then we will pull the fire handle and rotate the extinguisher. Let's see now outside. How is it? Yes, the fire is gone. And now we can complete our checklist. Beautiful. Very nice job. If you look now, even there, we can see that the right engine is producing heat while the left engine is dead. It's very, very, very nice. I love it. Well done from Leonardo. It's a beautiful aircraft and nicely done. All right, so this is what we can do with the FSiPanel Advanced Edition. And you will have as well now the training scenario where right now we have 3 scenarios. So for example, you want to fly an AirNav RNP19 in Washington. If you select the scenario, you have to position your aircraft at this place, so in KDCA runway 19. If you click on the session instruction note, you will get a detailed instruction note on what's going to happen. Not really what's going to happen because you have some surprise, but give you some hints. So if you go to the hint area, you will see exactly where are the trap, what you have to be careful with. So this is the training scenario. When you do that, FSiPanel will position your aircraft at the right place in the air, will set your FMC, your minima, and you will have ATC instruction all the way down until you land. So if you want to see a video of that, you can look at the video for P3D. It's exactly the same scenarios on P3D and on MSFS, and you find this scenario video on my YouTube channel. Okay guys, I hope you liked that video. I wish you all the best with these training scenarios and with your training with FSiPanel. Hope to see you soon, and as always, take care. Any questions, please drop your question below and I will answer them. And please subscribe to the channel. Thank you and bye-bye.